time with a different message, and it circles around this book. The book's title is Echoes from Your Past, Vision for Your Future. The real theme, if you stripped it down to basics, don't get the two twisted. Your past is not your future. Your past is what you have lived, have experienced, that prepared you, strengthened you, taught you a lesson or three. Good lessons, hard lessons, but you learned. The whole idea behind this book is to show you who you really are and to help you find the you that you lost in your storm. This book is going to, it's going to show you how you can rise from your ashes. So clearly this book has a targeted audience. But everybody has had these crash and burn moments, these walls that we ran into, these ledges that we fell off of. And so in that vein, I need to share this book with you. Let me tell you what happened to me. My mother died. So I'm going to cut through, what they call it, cut through to the chase. My book is not long for that reason. I didn't want to write a novel. In my chaos and in my pain, I wanted to go straight to the stream and then take you to the river and then take you to the ocean, because each level of your life enlarges just like that. If you are a leaf, you can get the picture, get the imagery. Floating in a stream, you'll end up in the river, a bigger body of water, and as you collect the minerals and the goods that's in those rocks and in that water, and you flow into the ocean, you'll be in your biggest place yet, with plenty of room to expand into all that you were meant to be. Let me tell you my story. My mother died. She's only been in the hospital twice, and once was to have me, make that 3 times. Once to have my sister, once to have me, and once for a health condition, like a procedure. My entire life, after the age of 9, I was 9 when she went in to have a procedure. She's never been sick. She's never been hospitalized. But she was 82, going on 83, and she had a condition of the heart called angina. I think that's how you pronounce it. And she had weakening of the kidneys, but she never complained. So who knew? She goes to the hospital for a checkup. They keep her. They run tests. They keep her. The next thing I know, they're admitting her, fully admitting her. So I'm visiting every day after work. I'm bringing her things that she needs from the home. Let's roll forward a moment. A few feet in my story. I talked with the doctor. I told him the things that I had witnessed that were worrying me, that were heavy on my heart. And he said, oh my God, we have been working and working feverishly. It's like trying to put all 10 of our fingers into a ship full of holes, more than 10. They're fighting a losing battle. So my heart began to sink. In the end, she was supposed to go home. Her oxygen went down. I'm praying all the time. I might as well tell you. I'm praying. I won't even quote scripture. You know what they say, about fervent prayer of the righteous. I'm sorry. I had to think a moment. But when your heart is in it, and you are avidly seeking your help from on high, that is a fervent prayer. I gave that side look because they said, the fervent prayers of the righteous are so. And I had a moment to think, because nobody's perfect. But my love for my mother and my honor for the Most High is perfect. She died. I got mad. I was in shock. I was dazed. I couldn't sleep. I could not eat. We had the funeral. It was a beautiful funeral. We had the burial. But when I got home, I had to deal with that immense emptiness and shock. And then remembering, wait a minute, didn't I pray? Doesn't it say whatsoever you ask in the name of, I was faithful to give it to. What happened to everything that I was brought up to believe? And so I lost my footing and I almost lost my faith. So to show you how bad it was, because you might as well know, I grieved my mother for 5 years, which means I shut down. I took a year's grieve leave from Capitol Hill. When I came back, I only did enough time to retire. And then I free floated. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I've already told you that. I shut family out, I shut friends out. I didn't answer the door, I didn't answer the phone. I would go out to the cemetery. I'm 50 years old at the time. I go to the cemetery, and on one occasion I get upset because I can't find her resting place. That's when I knew, when I was crawling around on that ground looking for that flat bronze in my church clothes and heels and stockings, that's when I knew I had let grief take me too far. I needed to pull it back. I needed to find myself in the midst of my storm. And I was angry with God because what he said didn't work. So I began to pour out my thoughts on my computer, writing what my feelings were. And I started writing one night. I used to do my writing between 12 midnight and 4 a.m. I started out writing by bringing God up on charges of treason, of betrayal, oh my gosh, of leaving me when in the most vulnerable state. And so I began to type my misgivings, my disappointment, my anger at him, to him. And this is what came up on my screen. You have destiny seated inside you. And everything you will ever need in order to meet in your life, you already have it. Now, I'm kind of articulate, but I don't speak like that. And that's not what I typed. So I backspaced, highlight, delete, and started again. The same thing came up, and then more. And I was amazed because I honestly have to tell you, I don't know where that message came from because I had my own. And 3 pages down, as I continued to type, it occurred to me, maybe this is a message to me because that's not what I typed. And I decided to keep typing to see what would be the result. What thoughts, what ideas, what advice, what anything would come of this writing. And what I ended up doing was composing, if you will, or authoring a full book. It's short though, because I go from pain to promise, from pain to purpose, from loss to legacy. It changed, and it changed my perspective of the dark place I was in. And I realized that this woman that I adored would not want me to sit on the sideline of life and waste away. She had run her race and ran it well. She was 83 years old when she passed away. And I was 50. So I had to start being grateful that I had her that long. I had to start being grateful for the things that she instilled in me and the life I had with her. So this book is intended to help others who are on a slippery path, who have suffered great loss, whether it be a loved one, a job, your home, a relationship, a best friendship, you name it. Everything that takes away from us can lead to grief. And in fact, I was blessed to be invited to participate in a grief summit 4 months ago. And it was an awesome event, an inspiring event. There were wonderful speakers there, and we all realized that we were interconnected, irregardless of our separate walks of life. This book is about you. It's about you now, or it's about you at a time in your life, or it's about you possibly in your future. You need to know that there's more to you than you've experienced. There's more in you than what you see in the mirror. The titles of my books, or subtitles, show an example. I have a subject or a topic in here that says from ground zero to zenith, apex. And I give examples. Here they are. Walt Disney, humble beginnings. Humble beginnings to supernova. Working in a factory or on a farm, he liked to doodle. That old-fashioned word that means just sketch things. His co-workers laughed at him and thought he was a little, not sharp, elevator, not really going all the way to the top floor. Well, over time, we all know who Walt Disney became. But they laughed at him at first. And then they were paying big money to go see the movies. We started with Mickey Mouse Club. Now you know how old I am. All of the Disney movies, and then Disneyland and Disney World. So you can't count yourself out, nor can you take heed to others who do, because they don't know what's in you and what's ahead for you. I want you to take another example. Oprah, you all know her story. Little Mississippi girl, poverty, etc., went to work for a television network in Baltimore, but they wanted to stymie her and not let her be creative. So she left it and went to cable and bought her own network, and the rest is history. How about the Chicken Man, Kentucky Fried Chicken, 8th grade education. He started out with a hot dog stand as a young, like an 18-year-old, and pretty soon, we all know the story. I'm trying to shortcut it so I can show you that you've heard that saying before. It matters not where you start, it's where you end that counts. And so in your in-between time, know that you are growing, that the experiences that you have in life are feeding you and building you. And there are some steps to rising from your ashes if you should fall. Remember, you are not a fallen one. You fell because something didn't work. You fell because someone failed you. If you are involved in any project, effort, or what have you, and it crumbles, do not ever look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a failure. No. That thing you tried failed. That effort you made didn't pan out. That does not make you a failure. There's a big difference. You are not a failure. You're a winner looking for a win. And I'm trying to get people who are caught up in today's strangulation mode in many ways, emotionally, financially, whatever. You've got to always be in forward mode. If you don't, you will dry up, crumple up, and die emotionally, mentally. You'll just lose your will to expand and excel. Don't waste your trip here, because you have value. And you haven't found all of it yet, because your seasons, all of them, have not come. That's pretty much what this book is about. It goes deep. I'm just trying to walk you through it. There's a like an old adage that said, you know, every closed eye ain't sleep. Just because you're in a slow mode right now does not mean you're asleep, does not mean your plan is dead, does not mean your dream is dead. I encourage you, if you have a dream, don't drop the ball. If you don't have a dream, there is one in you. You haven't realized it because of the season. Take the tree. It's a small seed. It's in the ground. Nobody can even see it. But in years to come, when its season arrives, what happens to it? You understand what I'm saying? Acorn. Do you know the inside of an acorn is a mighty oak tree? It's a seed. You are a seed, and greatness is in you. And I don't care where you are in life. Don't give up on you, and don't listen to the naysayers. If you hear the phone ringing and heard the phone ringing while I'm giving this presentation, it's because people are calling. Clearly, I can't answer the phone. But you go to Amazon and get that book, or call me on the number, and I'll give you the Amazon website. My name is Diane McNair, and you can go to Amazon and look for Echoes from Your Past, Vision for Your Future. And right now, it's like a fire sale. It's something like $5. Because it's not that big, because I took you here and let you drink, and then I took you there and let you sip, and then I took you there, and then I threw you in the water for the big part of your life and let you swim, I didn't make it big. So it's just $5. I think it started out about $8. So feel free to order it on Amazon. I'm sure that you will get something out of it. There are many stories in there, including mine. My number is 301-641-6554. And my email is dmcnair@aol.com. DMCNAIR@aol.com. And when you read the book, know this: the Titan in you. That's my speaking mantra. You are more. Thank you.